Hiya, it's been a while since I've done a recording for you. Quite some time. You could probably tell by the length of my hair. Check this out. This is. I didn't get the chemo curls. No chemo curls. Well, I've got a slight wave that seems to be appearing, but this is June, July, August, September, October, November. This is 6 months growth. So not bad, ladies. It comes quite, and it's had a trim, though it's drastically in need of another trim. It's probably getting to a stage where it can now be styled. So, what I want to tell you about chemo when I first got told that I had cancer and that chemo was going to be part of the treatment, I'll be honest. I'm going to be really honest. And you know what? You can pull me apart for it. You can, well, you can say what you like, really. But the first thing that made me cry was I was going to lose my hair. I know I should have thought about family, should have thought about it, but I didn't. My hair was the first thing I thought about. Um, thought about family second, and then the third thing I thought about was all the films or other programs I've ever seen on chemo. People are broken their ring, being sick. They look like death warmed up. Actually, they look like they're on death's door. Now, I can only talk for my chemo, which was FEC and Taxol, also known as T, FECT or FECD is the names for it, for breast cancer. What I want to tell you is chemo, you don't have to suffer chemo. You do not. Yeah, it's like having a really, really, really bad flu. It's the best way of putting it. Now, for every ailment you get through chemo, through everything that happens to you, you don't have to be a hero. Don't hold it. Do not hold it in. Talk to your breast cancer nurse, because for just about every ailment, there is a cure. Okay, or there is something to counteract that side effect. So don't think I'm going to man up and brave up. Talk to them. They will give you something. So the first lot of chemo I got FEC 3 times every 3 weeks. Now, the first time I got it, they gave me steroids and an anti-sick tablet. Got home that night, ate like a horse. And sometimes kept eating because I felt like it was keeping sickness at bay. The next morning, I was glad I ate because I poked my ring everywhere. All morning, contacted the doctors. They sent me to get a prescription of another anti-sick tablet, which worked marvellous. It also meant that all the other FECs I had after that, they gave me a different anti-sick tablet, which worked. So that was the only time I suffered sickness in the whole of my FEC. Okay? The only time. So you don't have to suffer sickness. Sickness doesn't have to be part of it. The other thing I got on the first time round was I did eventually get mouth ulcers. I was using the coconut oil to swish my mouth and that helped up to a certain extent, and then mouth ulcers did start to break. So as soon as I started to feel them, again, don't suffer them. Don't sit there and think, oh, God, just gargle salt water and suffer them. They can prescribe you with stuff. I got given this which takes care of dry mouth ulcers, soothes and relieves, and protects, soothes, relieves and protects. I never got mouth ulcers again. I did get thrush, but we'll come back to that in a minute. It's a mouthwash, and after you get the mouth ulcers once, what you do is you just get extra careful about the oral hygiene and using this. Again, didn't suffer the mouth ulcers. Now the FEC it's every 3 weeks. And they seem to follow the same pattern. Once you know what the first cycle pattern is, it seems to continue that same way for the next 2 and 3. And this is not just my experience, but talking to a lot of women who's had the same treatment. And FEC side effects kick in more or less straight away. And they last in and around 7 days. Now, for the following 14 days, I actually felt amazing. I was on top of the world. You know that thing where you've been ill and then you suddenly get that next soul of energy? So it's not for the whole 3 weeks. You are not going to feel miserable for the whole 3 weeks. You know, it's 7 days of like bad flu, and then you get 2 weeks relief. Now, another side effect I got was constipation. You get given laxatives, various forms of laxatives that they can supply you with. Again, don't suffer it. Deal with it. Yes, you go through this whole thing in your head. I don't want to put chemicals in my body. I'm taking enough crap. But tackle one job at a time, and your first job is to get through chemo. So deal with that, okay? Those were my main issue. Oh, and the other thing with FEC is in that 7 days, up until 10 days, your immune system's down. Be selfish. Be really, really selfish. That is your time to look after yourself. So don't let people visit you that are sick. Don't let people come near you when you're sick, because you might not feel like you're being much of a parent or a partner when you're keeping everyone at arm's bay because they've got the cold or the sneezes. But you're going to be even less used to them if you're in hospital, and you will get hospitalised when your immune system's down if you catch something. So be selfish. That's one of the main advices I can give you. Day 14 is when I started to lose my hair. It seems to be about the same time that everyone else says they lose their hair, between 14 and 17 days. Well, start to fall out. It gets sore. Your head does get sore. It feels really painful, and then apparently it's the scalp, the hair pulling out the hair follicles, and they're swollen. So I've been told the moment you shave it, it feels better. Honestly, the pain eases, and then as the hair, after you shaved, you're left with bits of stubble, and that gets sore in a couple of days again. So just get sellotape and just pat around your head, and it lifts out all the little tiny hair bits that have been left, and again, the pain eases. FEC symptoms head to toe. So mouth ulcers. Taste. Taste is shocking. Yeah, taste shocking. Not much you can do. You just have to eat and find foods that work for you. Tingling in your hands and feet. Didn't really get them with FEC. That came later. Just generally feeling a bit miserable and down. But my 2 top tips for FEC, or 3 tips, is drink plenty of water. Keep hydrated. That seemed to be a big key for me. Keep hydrated. Eat. You know what? Eat and this is where we go to Google. Okay. Don't Google. Just don't do it. You Google chemo. Okay.
My apologies, I don't understand.
That was Google. You Google and chemo. If just Google cancer, don't do it. Don't do it. There's a lot of horror stories out there, okay? Then there's stories about chemo was originally invented for concentration camps. True or not, I don't need to know that right now. Then there's this, why would you even go through it? You can eat paprika and garlic that comes out of your ears, basically, and you'll be cured. Well, that's not proven or tested, so let's skip that one. But then they go on about healthy eating, healthy exercise, healthy everything. And I tell you what, if you can think about throwing a healthy meal together and exercising while you're going through it, then you know what? Go for it. Do it. But what you can barely think about is just getting through it. You know what? Just eat. All this horror stories about sugar is the enemy, sugar's feeding your cows. I got quite obsessed with the whole sugar thing, but the only thing I wanted to eat was things with sugar in. So in the end, I just kind of went, do you know what? I'll just do what I've got to do now and then worry about sugar and paprika later on in life. So don't feel guilty for eating whatever you need, because your taste buds get distorted. Everything goes ski-whiff, and you just got to eat what you can eat and do what you can do. Then just as you get used to FEC, along comes Taxol or tamoxifen, Temrix. Don't Google, but I'm going to Google it. I know, just don't Google. So that one changes again. Three injections. I got 4 every 3 weeks via a drip. So FEC was via giant syringes. These are via a drip. Now, the first one I got thrush, top and bottom. Oh my God, that was so sore. Again, saw the doctor. Nystatin for your mouth and Canesten for below. Cleaned up, cured. Didn't get it again. Again, making sure that your oral hygiene is top notch. Got headaches with this one, so ibuprofen. Now, Dr. Taxol doesn't make you feel sick. You don't get sickness with this one, but you do get body pain. This one, and I'm not sure it's the Dr. Taxol that gives you the body pain. I think it may be, I'm not 100% sure, I think it may be because this is where you get bone injections to build the blood marrow up. I didn't get that with FEC. This one builds up the bone marrow for your immune system, for the blood cells and stuff. And that causes bone pain. One of them does. Brufen and paracetamol worked great. And because I knew it was coming the day before, I would start taking the Brufen and the paracetamol to build up in my system, and it wasn't too bad. You don't get constipation with this one. You get the runs. Tablets to counteract the runs, which in turn, at the end, bungs you up so you then get Laxidoo to unblock you again. Pretty cool. But it doesn't go straight away, this one. You get about 4 to 5 days of feeling nothing before it kicks in, and then the symptom seems to be between 4th or 5th day right up to the 9th, 10th day. So it's that period. So you have a week before and a week after where you feel pretty good. Again, immune system's down, stay selfish, stay away from sick people, and anyone who knows you're going through treatment that shows up at your house sick deserves to be told to get out, really. So don't feel bad about that. Plenty of cream on your body because the whole thing dries your skin out. Please, if you want to Google, go to reputable sites like Breast Cancer UK, the NHS, or anywhere that's a recognised proper website, medical website. Because by the time you finish feeling cancer, one, you think you're going to be dead by tomorrow. 2, you are doing it all wrong and you should feel mighty guilty and ashamed of yourself and 3, there's a lot of lies on it. There is a lot of lies. There's just a lot of lies on it. So in this situation, Google is not your friend. Your breast cancer nurse is, your oncologist is. And, if you can't eat a salad through your while you're having chemo, or want courgette spaghetti, then don't have it. Eat what you can. You've got to eat through your chemo. And I did, and I've got the weight to prove it. That's the next stage in my life, but I ain't Superwoman, so one step at a time. I'd like to give a big thanks to everyone who sent me some really lovely warm messages. Thank you very much. I'm doing well. I'm back to work. So yeah, feeling good, feeling well, feeling very fat and feeling very sluggish. So it'll be good to try and get back to fitness. I just wanted to drop you a video to let you know. I just wanted to drop you a video, say thank you, and thanks for all the lovely messages and the well wishes, and let you know I'm doing well. And that if you found this video because you're about to go through it or are going through it, you know, for me, positive thinking, I know it sounds very hippie, la-di-da, but it's not. It's true. Positive thinking was a massive part of my healing process. I've still got a long way to go, but a huge part of my healing process. Positive thinking, water, exercise, as in, and I don't mean start doing the Ironman training. I mean, just go for a walk, get out in the fresh air, get out walking. My friends kept me going out shopping. In fact, I've been out more while I had on chemo than I've had in the last 5 years. I was out and about with all my friends. Take it easy. Take your time. Keep away from sick people. And you'll get through it. It's like having a bad bout of flu. It's nothing like what you see on TV. Guys, it's doable. It is doable. And, well, do you know what? We don't have any choice. We actually don't have any choice. So, but if you look after yourself, do what you can, speak up when it's not, when things are not feeling great, you'll get through it. And the time flew by. It flew by. Chemo is, I can't, like I said, I can only speak for Effie's, for my chemo. I can't speak for everyone. You may have other ailments that is going to affect how you get your chemo. But it's doable.